Hi, this is Anthony from Maestro Music Centers in East Meadow, Long Island. And I want to talk to you today about editing rhythm styles on a touchscreen Lowrey virtual orchestra product. Okay? The screen that you're looking at in front of me actually chops a little bit of the top of the screen off, so I'll tell you what's here is a little bit different there because you can see the word Lowrey's cut in half. So there's just a little bit more information. It's shape of the screen is taller than the television is. But you can edit rhythm styles on the Lowrey. Pretty easy to do. You go into a rhythm style. Let me pick one that I am not a huge fan of. It's called Autumn Keys. And I don't like this rhythm primarily because there's a muted trumpet that I'm not really a fan of. I'll play you just the rhythm part. Kind of a flat trumpet. Okay, so if I hit feature clear, if my screen is on the main screen, right above where it says the word Autumn Keys on top, on the actual screen, it says touch here to edit style. So I'm going to touch right there. And this comes up. This is a listing of the 5 parts that are making up that pattern. The part to turn it on and off, you touch this side and it says, off, or the name of the part. The instrument that is selected for that part, and the volume control of that part in relation to all the others. So that muted trumpet is at 100% volume in relation to the rest of the pattern. I'm going to start it again. So if I don't want it, I could just touch Orchestra +2. It's gone. But what is kind of interesting is you can change the part. It could really be anything you want. But let's say I wanted a trumpet, just not that one. I can scroll. I happen to like this one, the shake trumpet. Now watch what happens now. See, it does that little shake at the end. Okay, we could make it a different type of instrument. Could be a vibraphone. Now in that case that's kind of loud. I could change the volume of that part. So you can really go through and customize and edit these things. If I want to go back to the sound that I had in there originally, if I just press the 2 scroll buttons on the side of the screens, it returns back to the original sound that was in the button. So I could always go back to what was there. Now if you look, the bottom says timpani and weather. Now I did not use the introduction, but had I used the introduction for this, I'm going to turn everything else off. Except for that. Ready? See the wind stuff? So that's what's in that part. If we just wanted a piano, okay? So you can really go through and select and change these almost any way that you want. Now some of the really fun things to do is when you go into a rhythm and change them. So I'm going to go into pop. And I'm going to pick Sandy Man rhythm, okay? Now this rhythm is obviously for Mr. Sandman. And it talks. And this is what it's doing. Now let's say I want to use this rhythm for a Christmas song, but I want no vocal. But I like the beat and I like the way it sounds. I can go in and change them. Now there's a couple different ways to do that. Touchscreen models, you actually have a keypad and you can assign the sound by number. You could look on, if you know specifically what you want, you could touch a number and go over here and touch basic, which would change the guitar, and touch a number and touch Orchestra Plus, and it would change all those in one shot. Now I know I'm going to want to try bells in these, but I don't really know which one yet. So another way, if you have these new quick pick buttons, you press quick pick. Here's sounds available. This replaces the sound buttons we used to have before. It's a couple different pages. I don't see bells here. Let me go back a page. I don't see bells here. Let me go back a page. There they are, bells. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to touch bells. They light up red. And then I'm going to reach over to the left and I'm going to touch basic. So that changed the part that was a guitar. So if we put the intro on, it's still talking, right? That's because you heard when I ended, the bell was there. If I turned off Orchestra Plus, there's a bell, okay? So now I want to change Orchestra Plus too. So I'm going to touch bells, and if we look, if I go back a second, just to show you, it says bells on top, but the other ones are still there, right? Let me go back to Quick Picks and touch bells again, but this time I'm going to touch the Orchestra Plus button over here on the left. Now when we go back and look at the rhythm, they're all bells, but they're all the same bell. Now they're all off. Let me turn them all on. Now you may not know which sound does what, so you can go through one by one. This one's not used much at all. It's got to come somewhere. So we can almost say anything there. There it was. Didn't matter, okay? Let's try this one. There it was. Okay? Again, doesn't really matter. How about this one? Well, most of these are not really in the intro. They're going to be in the rhythm pop style. Okay? Same thing with that one. So if we start playing around with these, so you can go through it and start changing. Now, like that with the regular bells. I know this one's kind of heavy. Crystal. Okay? Now if I want to play a song like Frosty Snowman, I can use this. If I don't want these, if I love this, I don't love it yet. I would have to spend more time working each bell. But if I loved it and I thought, I don't want it to change, but I want to use all the setups that are here, I would go over to my lock screen. And I would put the lock on for accompaniment. Because the accompaniment lock, let me push the button, this one, will prevent the background from changing as I change the setups. Now I can go through different setups. It's an awful lot of fun. A little bit of time spent going through rhythm styles and changing. If you don't like the kind of guitar you're hearing, or you want to just take one part out, you know, some of the rhythms that are very full, if you go through them and really work on, you know, using these, you'll find, oh, you know, if I go to one spot, I can cut out a particular instrument. Let's say I just wanted piano in that, I could hide everything else. So different rhythm styles will give you a different range. I happen to like this one, Dinner and Dance. Look, it's only 2 parts, you know. So if I didn't want strings or I didn't want piano, I could take one out. Customize. The bigger and busier the rhythm is, the more that works really well for you. You could save it in a setup, and then you could save it for posterity on your USB key. For another, you know, especially if you're doing Christmas stuff, because you're going to be done with it, you know, by New Year's, maybe before, and you know, use it next year when you want to pull it out and use it. So you can have an awful lot of fun going in and changing rhythm styles. So again, the 3 parts: you get the rhythm you want to play, then you touch the top of the screen to edit the style, and there's the name of the part. Basic, these are all off, but if I turn them all on one by one, now they're all on. Okay, I could turn off one particular part. I could see the instruments that are being used, change them. They could be anything I want them to. They don't have to be near a string. You can make that an organ if you want. And then the volume level of that one particular part. So you can really customize and build your own kind of backing track to go along with the song. And if you use a few rhythms a lot because you really like them, it will allow you some flexibility in making some of the setups sound a little bit different, even though you're in the same rhythm pattern. Okay? It's a lot of fun. Editing styles. I hope you have a little fun experience trying it. Okay? Thanks.